Hendo in the white trunks. Bisping in the white and black trunks.
One of the things that's really shown, that you've really seen an improvement on in Michael Bisping over the last few years, is his footwork and his boxing. And I expect him to use a lot of that, a lot of footwork, to avoid the big power right hand of Dan Henderson.
Bisping never been finished or knocked out. Henderson never been finished or knocked out. Never been TKO'd or KO'd in his mixed martial arts career. Henderson trying to hunt down his opponent. There's that big right hand. Swing and a miss. Man, Henderson's looking to load up.
And that's what he does. He's got vicious power in that right hand. And his left as well. He knocked out Vanderlei with a left hook.
Bisping's strategy, Joe, is to stick and move. Stay away from a potential clinch game with the Greco-Roman Olympian. And utilize what might be a speed advantage.
But we saw him employ the same sort of stick and move strategy and get a victory over Chris Lieben. But Chris Lieben is not Dan Henderson.
Oh, he's rocked him early. Henderson looking to hunt him down. Henderson teeing off on Bisping.
Bisping may be hurt, Mike. He landed a couple of good shots there, though.
Hendo again with the right hand to the body. And
nice elbow.
Man, Henderson looks good.
He looks very solid, Mike. You know, this might have been the motivation that Dan Henderson needed to train really hard. Physically, like I said, this is the best he's looked in a long time. He might have needed a guy that he really disliked.
Coming off the Ultimate Fighter, Team United States against Team United Kingdom. And it's no secret that the Brits ended up dominating that competition. That angered the prideful American as well. But the thing is Henderson won't say anything, Joe. He'll just fight. And fight as well as anybody in the history of the game.
Yeah, he's not one for trash talk. I mean, the most trash talking he did was call Bisping a douchebag.
Which was a pretty good line. Versatile word.
Good right hand by Bisping, though.
Bisping lacks no confidence and has a ton of skills, and he may very well know, Joe, that he just needs to weather an early storm and the big right hand to Henderson. Bisping's starting to loosen up a little bit here. And as you said, Joe, he's got tremendous footwork. Has improved that drastically since the Ultimate Fighter competition.
He's also very good at sticking to the game plan. He doesn't get sucked into any unwarranted exchanges or falling in anybody else's game. When he fought Chris Lieben, he did exactly that. Just stuck and moved, stayed on the outside.
Henderson would like a slugfest. Bisping would like a technical battle. Neither man thinking about taking this to the ground yet. Bisping misses with the uppercut. Bisping really circling. Now he's circling the other way. Joe, for a while he was circling right into that right hand and the power of Henderson. Bisping's got to be careful he doesn't walk right into it.
Good kick and a punch afterwards by Bisping. Henderson just looking to load up on that right hand. The problem with that, Mike, is that Bisping sees it a mile away.
Yeah. Bisping does a great job of tucking the head and keeping not just the hands, but the arms up over the top.
Good right hand by Bisping, partially blocked by Henderson, but now Henderson mauling him up against the cage. The Greco-Roman wrestling skills coming into play for Dan Henderson, landing some good knees to the body.
He's great at controlling his opponents in this position.
He's great at ragdolling people, too.
Yamasaki warning Bisping about grabbing the shorts of Henderson. Michael Bisping 3-0 as a middleweight.
Bisping gets free, but he got free with a message, and that message was in the clinch, Dan Henderson is going to dominate. Dan Henderson actually smiled at him like, are you kidding me? You going to take me down?
Bisping's ancestors fought in battles in Poland, Germany, Austria. His grandfather at age 15 defended his home against the Germans. Thus the nickname The Count.
Good right hand at the end of the round for for Dan Henderson, and Michael Bisping very tired. You see him with his hands on his knees like that? That's uncharacteristic to show that kind of tired in the middle of the ring.
You're walking right onto the backhand, mate. Get off his backhand, he's absolutely pathetic.
Moving to the right. Move to the right, Mike. Okay, listen.
Okay, listen up, listen up. Shut up, son. Mike, listen to me, son. This has all been stand up most of all. Move off his backhand. Make him miss, make him pay. Michael, double a jab, step across, Mike.
Close round, close round. He edges it out. Yep. It was a good round.
Jab, step across.
It slowed the right hand down, add the left hook to that.
Hold this. Hold.
Joe, in the corner of Michael Bisping, his trainers are angry, and they said exactly what I kind of mentioned to you, is that he's walking right into the right hand and the power of Dan Henderson.
Yeah, his trainer is absolutely furious at him. That guy's right out of a Guy Ritchie movie, too. Want to drink with those
All
dudes.
kinds of Guy Ritchies. Rampage in the corner of Bisping.
Second round, you ready? Are you ready? Let's go, come on.
Second round.
Bisping with that light front leg, looking for kicks. He's taking on more of the Muay Thai stance in this round.
Inside leg kick. Bisping is the poster boy for the UFC in the UK. Dan Hardy's starting to follow behind, but Bisping came over, won the Ultimate Fighter, Joe, and kind of started to set the way for the UK fighters to have success.
And so many have now. It's, really interesting seeing all these great new talented fighters come from over there. And this past season of the Ultimate Fighter really showed that. A clean sweep by the UK.
And we've had
Henderson lands a big right hand, Mike, and a left hook behind it.
Man, Henderson is just stalking Michael Bisping.
Very confident, Dan Henderson.
Patient, picking his shots for that heavy hand. 3:35 remains in round two. Uppercut. Hall of Famers in attendance here tonight. Royce Gracie, the star of UFC 1.
Good jab by Henderson here.
Here at UFC 100. Chuck Liddell, inducted into the Hall of Fame yesterday.
One thing that you don't see a lot of from Dan Henderson, Mike, is feints. He kind of wades in and looks for openings and throws big bombs, but he doesn't fake a lot.
Missed with the right hand, Joe. Got a little off balance there and almost got hit. Just about at the midway point of this non-title fight. And he's looking to load up, Joe. You can just tell when that left shoulder comes up, the right hand is soon to follow. And his opponents know it, but a lot of times they can't do anything about it. Bisping in and out a lot more effectively here in round two.
Much better second round for Michael Bisping. And this is what Dan Henderson's got to be careful of, that Bisping doesn't outpoint him. Henderson charging after him now. Bisping again is circling Mike towards his left, which is Dan Henderson's power side. As he goes towards his left, he runs into the big right hand of Dan Henderson, and that's what his coach didn't want. That's it! He's down! And it is all over! Dan Henderson has knocked out Michael Bisping! And that's what he had to worry about, Mike. We just said it. He was circling towards that direction. He ran right into the big right hand of Dan Henderson. He is still out cold.
Bisping knocked out for the first time in his career. Henderson,
Wow.
wins here tonight.
Let me tell you something. Don't ever sleep on